Have you ever wondered how you should study for the LCSW exam? What are some study tricks and tips that are going to help you pass? What do you need to know to pass? How do you study? What do you study? When do you study? Where do you study? Just for a minute, take a breather. Today, we're gonna focus on study tips and tricks specifically for that long-awaited LCSW exam. And if that's something that you wanna learn, then please stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel, Mental Health with Melissa. I'm Melissa. I'm a licensed clinical therapist, a LCSW, a clinical supervisor, and a PhD psychology research student. If you're new here, first things first, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more videos like this. I post videos every single Sunday and Wednesday. I post videos about mental health and about LCSW test prep, including LCSW test prep questions. I'm here to give you the dirt when it comes to anything that you need to know, LCSW or mental health profession wise. Subscribing to my channel really helps me get mental health information out there to our communities of color, and also information to those that are obviously interested in the mental health professions. So please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. You click this video because you want to know how to pass the LCSW exam and the things that you need to do and the specific study tricks, particularly for the LCSW exam. So if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, then please stay tuned. The LCSW exam is a very specific test. Yes, it's important to have very particular ways of studying, but I'm going to show you today 3 tips that you need to know about studying for the LCSW exam in particular to help you pass the exam. So you're going to want to stick around and watch this. Anyway, so let's get right into it. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is create flashcards. Now, flashcards are really good for memorizing key definitions and terminologies. An example of this are the defense mechanisms. You have to memorize and know how to apply all of the defense mechanisms. So a good way to do that is to take just a regular flashcard like this, and then on one side, obviously, write the defense mechanism. It may be projection, denial, whatever. And then on the other side, write what it means and maybe even an example of what it means. Now, the reason why this is helpful is because when you have it in front of you like that, you're able to just go through them, and it's not like you're reading full-on paragraphs. So you may need to read paragraphs, obviously, to study for the exam regarding vignettes and regarding diagnoses, but when it comes to anything that's short definitions or terminologies, again, that includes anything that has to do with defense mechanisms or psychotropic or antipsychotic medications, you can use these. And so again, like I mentioned with defense mechanisms, say you have to memorize what the antipsychotic and psychotropic medication treat. So you can put like, as an example, Zoloft, and then in the back, you're gonna wanna put depression or whatever it is that the psychotropic or antipsychotic really aims to treat. So because those are things that you will have to know for the test. The second thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to really write out and understand the diagnoses. So what do I mean when I say write out? So for the diagnoses, from the DSM-5, there's going to be application questions and vignette questions that are going to ask you to identify what the presenting symptoms of a client in a given scenario, what those symptoms kind of lead to, what the diagnosing criteria is, or what the diagnosis would be. And so a good way to start to learn and memorize the different diagnoses in the DSM-5 is to write out the diagnosis and then the particular time frame type of criteria. So for example, for generalized anxiety disorder, that the symptoms have to be present for 6 months in order for it to be defined as generalized anxiety disorder. So you're going to want to write that out, write 6 months, and then also write out the criteria. For example, constant worrying, restlessness, fatigue, heart racing, racing thoughts, things of that nature. You're going to want to write down those main symptoms. And when you write them out, you can highlight the key symptoms and the key time frames and timelines. What was helpful for me when I did the test, when I would write out the actual diagnoses, is I would type it up on a Microsoft document, on a Microsoft Word document, and then I printed it out, and then I would highlight it and I would just review it and write it out. Then I would start writing it out on a notebook paper and compare it to the Word document to make sure that it was right. Once you get into the habit of reading the same things over and over and writing it out, you really start to apply it, and it just really starts to come out naturally. The third thing that you're going to want to do, as I had mentioned in my previous video about 3 ways to pass your LCSW exam, which I will leave below in case you haven't watched it yet, is to take those practice exams. The number one way to really understand and get the feel of being in that type of testing environment is to make it as realistic as possible so you can prepare yourself to be in that type of scenario. And the best way to do that is to take the practice exams. So there are several study companies out there where they provide several questions that you can take in your own time, and then you can start to see what the questions are like. I have several test prep questions on my channel, so please subscribe and go through my test prep questions. You don't even have to watch the entire videos if you don't want to, but if you'd like, please take the questions from these videos and write them down and then go through them so that you have the ability to learn exactly about your critical thinking skills and exactly how the test wants you to think when you're taking the test. All right, I really hope that the information was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you've taken the test or you're in the process of studying for your test, please leave in the comment section below what study tricks and tips you have, because we're all a network here of providers and we really want to support each other. So thank you so much again for watching. And again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button for more content like this. Until next time, managing mental health matters.